Well, hello, hello, hello. This is Phoebe, your real down home farm girl. I grew up on a farm in the South, and I kind of apply a lot of things that I know from farming to this dream farm that I have. Okay, I want to talk to you about the Blossom Derby. Try to give everyone a few guidelines on it. Um, to start with, um, Heyday showed us this picture. Now, if you look, they're showing that this kind of the 320 hooks over to the 350 to the 375 to the 400. That's not how they are going to appear on your task board. Okay? The way they are going to appear is like this. As you can see, we have kind of an empty board, but we do have we have five of the Blossom Derby tasks that are being worked right now. As you can see, the one soybean at the top, that has not been selected. The Blossom task is like on a little light blue background, has the flower at the top, and it's outlined in green. And as the task is taken, as you look down at the next level, you see where it says blossoms. They named the Derby after our sweet blossom. But anyway, she's the first one on that task. It's at 320. So according to this now, Heyday is showing you how it graduates up into the different points. Okay? They're not hooked like that on your board, but we'll explain that. Okay? Now, Blossom has that task, and I believe it's a soybean task. She has been on this task now for 3 hours. It's a total for she has been on it for 3 hours. The total time on these tasks is 3 days. Now, in choosing task, you got to keep the math in mind, okay? Now, she has chosen that task, and she's the first one on it. Now, when she finishes that task, it will go back on the board, and it will graduate. It'll be a 350 task, just like it shows here on this board. Okay? And then the next person that comes along and takes that task, they will be getting 350 points. When they finish the task, it goes right back on the task board again. The next person comes along and they take it for 375 points. He finishes the task, it goes back on the task board, and then the fourth person takes a task, and at that point they are worth 400 points, and they stay at 400 points. And when I say it stays at 400 points, it depends on how many different people are going to be taking that task. Let's say that you're in a hood and you have 13 participants. I'll use that as an example because that's exactly what I have going in this hood for this particular derby. I have 13 people, so there's always 6 tasks on the board most of the time. 6 blossom tasks on the board. And if somebody finishes one of those and it falls off, then the next time when the tasks are replaced, a 6th one will reappear again. Now, as you can see, I'll show you an example of some of them. Here's a production task for 16 potato bread, and they have already built this up into the 400 point range. Now, I think like 7 or 8 of the hoodies have done this, and it will stay at 400 until it's there for 3 days, or we trash it so we can get another task and start over again. Same goes true of the mining task. Just about everybody has most likely done that, so I'm going to check and see if we can trash it. But then a new task is, and I don't want to tap on it because, well, I guess I could tap on it. I'm not going to take it. It's for soybeans and it's for 3 days, and you have to collect 400. You have to harvest 465 soybeans. So when I talk about the math, this is a good one. Oops, look, just had some new tasks pop in there. We don't want any of those, so somebody will come along and trash them. We only want the ones that's got the green borders on it because those are all the derby for the blossom derby. Um, Now doing the math on the soybeans, you have to get 465. This is exactly a task for people who are really a lower level, who do not have the fields to support, because it could go into consuming a lot of time, and unless you have people that are participating in the derby who are all at different time zones, chances are uh, someone may do this just once or twice, and you kind of lost points that way. If they do it like once, it's 320 points. Okay, a lot of times we sell for 320 points in a regular derby, but in this case, you don't want to just settle for 320 points and move on to something else. Um, you want to, hopefully someone else will come along and I'll take it for the 350 and then the 375 and then move up to the 400. And I don't think that, depending on how many fields people have to grow, I don't think you would be able to get all of your hood members to perform that task. If you had less hood members than you that are opted into the derby, then you would be able to complete that task and move on to something else. But it's all a matter of the time and everything. Uh, you have to keep in mind that on some tasks that perhaps some people do not have enough slots expanded on their machines, their production machines. Look at this spa task. If they have, somebody's trashing some tasks there, if you take the spa task, as soon as I see them appear on the board, I will say everybody stack for the spa task, meaning they should fill up all their 9 slots on the whoops, hold on a second. They fill up all the 9 spots on their sauce maker, and they fill up all the 9 spots on their dairy, and they fill 6 spots on the candle maker. If you don't have the items to do this, ask your friends, ask your neighbors to help you out, or go check the newspaper. But if everyone stacks for this task, they would be able to do this in less than a day. First person takes the task, immediately he's got everything on the machine. You don't take the task until the machines are ready. And this is what we call stacking. Um, the first person takes that task, and I have seen it done in this derby, where within a matter of just a few hours we've completed that task. Just about everybody has been stacking for it. So this derby calls for extreme amount of communication with the players that are opted into the derby. Uh, Me being the leader of the hood, they kind of look to me for guidance, and so I said, we go for the tasks that are not so time consuming. We are not doing any of the town tasks, no train task, no town task, no building task. Those are time consuming, and not everybody has the town expanded enough to deal with it. When you got, maybe players that are around 55, 54 level, they might not be prepared to deal with this. And as we found out in previous derbies, they spend a long time just doing these tasks because they are not prepared. Um, Tomatoes and strawberries, 2 crops, those take too long. You you would spend like a day just on the strawberries. That means that maybe you'd only get 3 tasks done, possibly 4 if you have a booster. But you're not going to be able to get all them tasks done for those time consuming tasks. Uh, Goat milk, that's out. That's too time consuming too. Goats come around every 8 hours. You're going to spend 24 hours just doing your part of the task. That would only be 3 people able to do that task. So see, it's you got to think about what's fast and what takes up too much time. We'll go through some of these and I'll show you. We saw the soybeans, which 465 fields. Your higher level people, they can whip this out in no time. A couple of hoodies have well over 140 fields, and they can, 140 to 465. Look how many times they have to fill up the machines. Would that be about 3 times? 3.5 times. So they could do this task in like a couple of hours. So this would go fairly fast if the people have the fields. Again, this task, somebody started it and we all had to jump in and stack our machines with the potato bread so we'd be able to finish it and carry on. And believe it or not, a lot of people are coming through on this task. Okay, let's come down to the mine. Those are lickety split and they're done, Those go really fast. There have been a lot of mining tasks in this derby, and we're kind of running out of tools for this. And then we looked at this, the spa task. Any of the tasks, these basket tasks that takes 9 or less, those are a breeze to do. I would not trash any of those if I know it's something within our power to do quickly. Here we have our little Blossom is doing the soybeans again. And picnic task. Now see, this is a good one. Pre-stack your machines for that. If you notice, this one takes apple juice, carrot cake, and the feta pies. Now look back at this one, and it's 7, 9, and 7. Look back at that one. Does not use the same machines as this one uses. So you can stack for those 2 different tasks at the same time. And it really works. And the normal derby, I stack for those 2 particular tasks the night before the derby opens. And you can get it done really, really fast. I hope this helps some people on this Blossom Derby. I really like it. It's if you have a plan, if your hood members are cooperating with you and responding to that plan, you can score big points, and I will show you what big points look like. Here we go. We are just blowing away the competition. 39,568 points that we have, and second place winner only has 14,020 points. Evidently they don't know enough about doing this type of derby where they would be more competitive. I hope they watch this video and they learn from it. It's just, put the plan in place and follow through with it. You don't take those time-consuming tasks. I talked with another person that's in a hood where they have about 20 people participating, and they're having like 10 tasks show up on their task board, but they're just all over the board. And there's even a couple of them, they're doing non-blossom task, and they're all over the board. I wish I had a screenshot to show you that was shown to me, but make a plan, and they got to report to you and tell you what they are doing. Your hoodies need to report. You've got to keep it going in the chat, you know, who's stacking for this and who's stacking for that, and come on, we have to stack for it. I made a big mistake. I wanted to trash the hot chocolate task, but I ended up taking it. And immediately I told the hood that please stack for hot chocolate. We did let it run about 6 or 8 people did work on that task, and after a point we just trashed it because we were afraid that was using too much of our time where we could be scoring on the other task really fast. And that's about all I can tell you. If you have any questions, please place them below and I will answer them. I always try to do videos that are, teach you strategy and how to go out there for the most points in a derby. We are very derby focused, and I guess we're a little bit greedy if you look at the score up there. Okay? If you have any questions, like I said, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button below. Don't forget to tap that little bell you see there, because that will send you all the notifications whenever I do live stream or when I do post a video. And you can sponsor me at my PayPal if you wish, or donate to me. I'm not eligible yet for sponsorship. I need viewers. I need you guys to view all my videos and rack up my viewing minutes so that I can be on Super Chat. So I'm going to sign off. You guys have a fantastic evening, and I hope this really helped a lot of you. So have a great day, great evening, wherever you are. Good night.